But all right, let's go to main slate. What do you like for stacks this week?
Yeah, so I love the Gardner Minshew, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith double stack against the Cowboys. Everyone's acting like this is some massive downgrade. But is it? Of course, it's a downgrade when it comes to real life. The spread. I think it moved from like Dallas -1 to Dallas -6. Certainly, that makes sense. But with Minshew under center, with a potential trailing game script, the Eagles might throw the ball even more this week, and it's going to lead to a higher passing touchdown rate. So there's a lot of reason to still like AJ Brown and Devonta Smith here. They both had similar box scores the past. It's crazy if you look at the past 4 or 5 games, they've all basically had the same game. So I like having the double stack here. I think Dallas Goedert will obviously answer their target share, but I think this passing attack should be pretty good here, despite the tougher matchup. And Minshew's like below min price. He's 4,800 on DK, so you get a lot of savings, and you can spend up on these 2 stud receivers. So I like that stack. And then I like Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton at Minnesota. This Vikings defense is just so terrible, and they've been vulnerable against number 1 wide receivers. Slayton is by far the clear number 1 wide receiver in this Giants passing attack. So I rarely invest in the Giants passing attack, but they could be sneaky here. And we both have Daniel Jones inside of our top 10 this week. So this could be a sneaky shootout, and they should be able to put up a ton of points on this, horrible Vikings defense. So I like stacking Jones and Slayton here.
Yeah, I love the Jones and Slayton stack as well. I think you could, to be honest, you could go with any of those top 3 receivers. They're all running a route over 85% of the time now, Hodgins and Richie James as well, but Slayton is clearly the one with the most upside because he gets the deeper targets. And Jones doesn't throw many touchdowns, but if he does, I think Slayton would be the most likely one, followed by Hodgins for him to throw a touchdown too. I like Geno Smith, DK Metcalf, Marquise Goodwin because I think with Lock It Out, that's 5.6 catches. That's almost 70 yards. That's over a half touchdown per game that they're missing. And this Chiefs team on the Seattle defense, I think this Chiefs offense is going to be able to put up points. And so I think you're going to get into a trailing game script at some point in this game. And I really like Goodwin. I think he can kind of fill that void here because, you got the 3-headed tight end monster, but they're going to kind of cancel each other out. I mean, maybe you get a big game from Noah Fant, but I think Goodwin is more likely to give you a big game, and I think he may get the Lockett, snap share like 90% plus in this game. He's gotten up to the high 80s before, but never into the 90s. So if he does, I think he's just a screaming value and nice way to kind of balance out Metcalf with a cheaper player and still get a lot of correlation and upside with that stack. I also think in that Giants game, Kirk Cousins with obviously Jefferson, but you can go Osborne or Hawkinson here as well. I think Hawkinson's due for a bounce back against this Giants defense that is one of the worst in the league, against tight ends. And he only had 3 catches, 33 yards last week, even though Cousins threw for 460,
460, yeah.
460, yeah. So now you got a prime bounce back spot, and I think people probably will look to Osborne more, so I probably would lean Hawkinson. But Osborne also has a really good matchup. He's much better against man coverage, almost a half yard better per route. And the Giants play the most man in the league because they blitz the most. So either way, I think you could get a cheaper player to balance out Jefferson. And Cousins is not really expensive either. But you could get a cheaper player like Hawkinson or Osborne to balance out Jefferson, and that should be a pretty good stack. And also, we talked about this on the other pod, but if Gabe Davis has a good shot at blowing up here, so yeah, I think this is a week you could go Josh Allen, Gabe Davis. You don't necessarily have to include Diggs because Allen. You could go Allen and Davis as Allen's the pay up guy and Davis is the cheap guy to balance them out. You could go Diggs obviously for the extra upside. We saw both Eagle receivers clear 100 yards against this Bear D last week, so I do like it, but I think Davis, just because of his price tag, is kind of more of a guy that's going to give you a bigger edge in terms of stacking it with Allen, because Allen's already so expensive and Diggs is already so expensive. So that's I like that. And you could even go like Allen, Davis, Knox
Yep, I was gonna say Knox.
Yeah. And like this, no shade on Diggs. Actually, he's my wide receiver 3. But just in terms of stacking, you're always trying to get like correlation for cheap. So that's why I love Davis this week. I think you said it. This is a week where he could have a blow up game. So like that one as well. All right, what about dart throws?
Yeah, so I have one for each position. Obviously, at quarterback, I already talked about Gardner Minshew at 4,800. He's a no-brainer. I'm not sure what his rostership will be in GPPs, but he's worth it either way. Like, I think he has a high ceiling. I don't think his rostership will be high enough, honestly. So like the savings you get on him. For running back, it's always really tough to find guys that are cheaper, that are less obvious. So I'm going with Dare. Let's go Dare.
Ogunbowale.
Yes, I get it half the time. I could tell as soon as I started that was not happening. So 4,400 at Tennessee. I think Royce Freeman played well. He's probably going to get the start here. He'll be the early down back. But this is a really tough matchup for early down backs against the Titans. Plus, this will probably be a trailing game script for Houston. And last week, Dare led the team in routes run at 42%. I think that could actually go up. If Freeman gets a start here, that could push Rex Burkhead down the depth chart. And I think Dare could see over 50% routes run right here. Either way, this is a potential trailing game script for Dare. The Texans have been a trailing game script for like 3 weeks now. So this could be a sneaky spot for him to post up, 4 to 5 receptions here. Could be sneaky at min price. And that wide receiver, I think the guy that sticks out the most right now is Noah Brown at 3,600. The Cowboys wide receiver depth behind CeeDee Lamb and Gallup is pretty volatile right now. James Washington, we don't know what's up with T.Y. Hilton, but Brown is coming off his best game of the season. He had 6 catches, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a 4-catch game for 85 yards the week before. It's actually Michael Gallup who is struggling. So, Washington and Hilton could eat into Gallup snaps this week. Plus, Brown tends to split snaps with CeeDee Lamb in the slot, and that's one way to avoid, Darius Slay and James Bradbury. So he could have a good matchup here, and he's sneaky at 3,600. So I like Noah Brown here. And then at tight end, Jordan Akins at 2,900 is probably the best play under 3K at tight end. He was popping my model last week, and he ended up going for 3 catches, 22 yards, and a touchdown. He could take a hit if Brandon Cooks and or Nico Collins return this week. I'm actually projecting both back here, and I'm still showing value on him. So if either of those receivers are out this week, he could be, Davis Mills' top target again this week. So yep. Titans are 22nd in DVOA against tight ends. Again, this could be the first trailing game script the Texans have seen in a few weeks, which will only help Akins. So I like him as my top tight end under 3K.
Yeah, I love Akins as well. He's one of those. Yeah, it's like we have certain guys that we're just high on, probably because we're looking at these routes run. Akins, I feel like every week it just pops because there's not much there on Houston. It's not like he's competing. Yeah. Especially if those guys are out of the lineup, Cooks and Collins. But yeah,
I'm assuming Brandon Cooks is probably just out for the season, right?
I don't know. I mean, I would think. I mean, he had this thing with he got stripped of the captaincy and he wanted to trade, and it just seems like they probably just don't even want to deal with it anymore. So
right,
possible. But Nico, I mean, they like him, so I would think they would try to get him back if possible. He kind of overtook Cooks for that number 1 receiver. Mm-hmm. But either way, I think Akins has been involved pretty much, for the whole season with Houston. It's just, you don't notice it because they don't score a lot of touchdowns, but he's usually on the field about 60% of the time, getting, 3 catches or so. So yeah, I like Akins is sneaky pretty much every week. For me, I like the first guy that sticks out is Tyquan Thornton. He's min price on DraftKings, and I don't know yet, like if Parker's going to be back or not, but I think it's worth noting Thornton regardless. Number 1, because he's a rookie. He's already had a big game, so it's not like we've seen the upside there. It's kind of gone quiet lately, but, this could be a spot where he continues to just get playing time. He got 97% ran around on 97% of the dropbacks a week ago and did it 2 games in a row, actually. When Parker went down and Myers was out, that's a little more predictable. But then Myers was the third wide receiver last week. As you mentioned, he didn't play in 2 wide sets. It was Aguilar as a number 2, and then Thornton was playing every snap. So even if Parker comes back, like last time he was injured and he came back, they eased him in with just a 33% snap rate.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I think you could still get a lot of routes for cheap for a pretty talented player in Thornton that I think at this time of year, always want to bet on these young players, even if they don't have much of a track record. All it's going to take is one shot for the guy to kind of break out, and then everyone's going to be on him the next week. So like him, Jawan Jennings at he's under 4K. He's essentially operating in that number 2 wide receiver role now for San Francisco. So he's running a route about 90% of the time these days. And I think, Brock Purdy looking pretty good. So you mentioned on the other pod, Washington could be they are a pass funnel defense. Niners love to run, but if it's, happens to be a close game, or they decide, hey, we don't want to just run it right up into Washington's strength, I think Jennings could be pretty involved here. Everyone's going to kind of look at Brandon Ayuk, and Kittle, obviously, but Jennings is kind of that third option now. Well, really the fourth option, but he's out there just as much as McCaffrey, Kittle, and Ayuk almost. 86% for him last week, 89% for Kittle. Ayuk was there every snap, and McCaffrey 93. So those are the clear top 4, and then it's a drop off to everyone else. So I always like getting that guy that could kind of throw a wrench in all the other guys. Like if Jennings gets a touchdown, that's not a touchdown that Ayuk can get. It's not a touchdown that Kittle can get, and I know Kittle's going to be pretty popular on this slate. So yeah, like Jennings as well. And I had Akins written down as well at tight end.
Oh, sorry.
No, great call. And
great minds.
Richie James, another one. He's like, if the Giants get in a trailing game script, Richie James is gonna, coming out of the slot. I think he's gonna be able to get easy kind of catches underneath in this Viking defense that just plays a lot of soft zone. And I don't know how this game doesn't turn into somewhat of a shootout. I think the Vikings are going to be able to put up some points on this Giants defense, and the Giants should be able to move the ball as well. So, a couple weeks ago, we saw James in that trailing game script against Philly, 9 targets, 7 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. He's actually scored a touchdown in 3 of the last 5 games, and they've all been these trailing game scripts. The 31-18 loss to Detroit, he got a touchdown, 3 catches for 48. 28-20 loss to Dallas when they were down bigger in that one. Got 5 catches for 41 in the touchdown, and then that game against Philly a couple weeks ago. So last week, the 2 Washington games, they were leading most of those games, so he didn't really do quite as much. But look out for him in a trailing game script, and a nice pivot off Slayton or a stacking partner with him.
Yeah, no, James has been really good since like week 11, I want to say, against the Lions. Let me just see. He's wide receiver 24 in PPR since week 11. He's taken over the Sterling Shepard, Wan'Dale Robinson, I guess you could say Kadarius Toney role. But yeah, like he's just seeing consistent playing time and targets. So he is definitely sneaky on a full PPR side.
All right, let's jump into some lineups. I know our DraftKings lineup cashed last week.
Yeah, did we have Zay Jones?
Did we have? No, I think that was FanDuel. We had Dak, Josh Jacobs is like our worst play. We had Murray stacked with the Broncos. We had CeeDee Lamb, Wilson, Rashid Shaheed, Jigga Conquo, and Jamar Chase. So yeah, we had a pretty solid lineup. So let's see what we can do this week. You can start us off.
Okay. Let's see. A lot to choose from. Let's go with Juju.
Oh yeah,
5,800.
Way too cheap.
He's more of a DK play anyway.
Oh, Seattle's third against wide receivers. Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, that might keep people off him because they have this big red 3 in front of them. I gotta look up what Seattle. I didn't realize because Seattle
Williams shutting down
quarterbacks in my model.
Yeah, but like the slot's a different story.
Yeah.
They've given up so many points to running backs too. That might be why.
Oh yeah, they are. They're third fewest. Let's see. What do we got here? Well, yeah, because the Niners didn't do nothing, but they didn't do
Yeah.
anything. And then they played the Panthers, and the Panthers ran. They played the Rams, so they just was like
Oh
everyone got 2
God.
catches. They had Devontae Adams to 74 and 11 targets, no touchdowns. So I guess that's part of it.
That's
Yeah,
woolen.
and Hopkins got 4 for 36 and a touch. He got the touch though. Yeah, it's nothing too scary here, but yeah, I like the call. Like Juju, great against zone coverage, and he's in the slot.
Yep.
And like I said, hopefully that big red 3 actually keeps.
Yeah, no kidding.
You off of him.
Hopefully they don't check Juju's game log either.
You're right. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with. Let's go with Hawkinson at tight end. I feel like he could have a lot of receptions against this Giants defense that has been one of the worst in the league in DVOA. And after 3 catches, I always like to target guys after big games. And Hawkins is definitely a DraftKings guy. Ton of receptions.
Yeah.
Hasn't got that many touchdowns for Minnesota yet, but yeah, like Hawkinson 4,900.
Like that. I might use the Hawkinson play to go with Daniel Jones here.
Okay.
I know we're both high on him, and I think on FanDuel Minshew is actually cheaper there, relatively speaking. So maybe use him there. But yeah, let's go with Daniel Jones. And then I'll let you figure out who to pair him with, but love him this week.
All right. Let's see. I'll get a defense out of the way. Let's go with the.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we don't go with the Minshew right here, Cowboys are 2,600.
I saw that. They gotta be chalked though, right?
Yeah, but I think Minshew will probably be chalky. So any non-Minshew Eagles stack, I mean, got to go with the whatever the best play is.
Let's go Baltimore 3,200.
I was gonna say Baltimore is the other good one, or Tennessee.
Yeah, there's
a lot of good defenses this week.
Yeah,
actually,
no issue there. But yeah, let's go Baltimore 32. So that leaves a 6,100 average. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, flex.
All right. Let's look at running back. What's going on here? Jerick McKinnon. Oh my God, but we already have Juju. Shit.
Jerry's gonna be. I mean, he's a great play, but
he'll be chalky after last week. Yeah. Nobody really sticks out in that price range. Let's see. Oh, let's stack Daniel Jones with somebody. Man, I like the Richie James call or Slayton. Let's see where they're priced. Slayton's 5,200.
James would be better on DraftKings because
of the catches. Yeah, let's go, James.
All right.
I saw Bellinger had like a 97% routes run rate.
He's out there every snap. Vanette got hurt, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He had
and James is stealing those targets that would go to Bellinger anyway.
Yeah, I mean James is he's more likely to be targeted.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Bellinger, he's not the worst dart thrower to be honest, but he's just kind of been trending down. He's kind of settled.
Yeah, low ceiling.
Yeah, he's the 5th option behind all the receivers in Barkley. All right. So we got 60, 650. We still need 2 running backs. We still need a wide receiver. We still need a flex. So yeah, let me check in the running back here because okay. You know what? Let's go with the disappointment. 6,800. Alvin Kamara.
I was gonna guess.
Sometimes these snow games, you end up seeing a running back get like 30. Remember Frank Gore and McCoy? They got like 35 carries each.
Yep.
Like, so everyone's kind of been clamoring for more usage from Kamara. I know he got 21 carries last week, but I think it was Ian Hartitz posted that David Johnson ran more routes, which he did. So yeah, let's go with Kamara here. Bad run defense in Cleveland and bad weather game. So if you ever get a crazy Kamara game, this could be it.
Yeah, even better. Like, David Johnson's dominating the receiving work, even better in this matchup. Bring it on. But yeah, I think that was just an anomaly. I could see Kamara going off here.
I mean, I don't know about an anomaly. The usage with Kamara has been head scratching to say the least.
Yeah, but David Johnson leading the way in routes run. That's
we've been saying this all year though. It's like Kamara, because remember originally the question was like, okay, does Taysom Hill affect Kamara's in the pass game? But then now this year it's just like, why are we running Kamara
right
up the middle and giving other guys? Because I mean, Ingram was mixing in the pass game.
Yeah,
Dwayne Washington. I mean, it was whoever they had up was kind of cutting in more than I felt like they should. So yeah, it's been weird.
All right. Let's go with another receiver here. Running back's too tough for me right now. I need to know how much.
I got you.
If you're forcing me, like you have a certain.
No. I got you. I can do that.
Then I got it. But we could just go.
I got my eyes on some players on running back. So
for wide receiver, let's. God, I'm looking at either Metcalf or Goodwin. Metcalf is too cheap, but Goodwin has a massive ceiling. His price point's pretty good though at 4,300. So,
I think you might. I mean, you probably can spend up because I don't like Kamara. I'm not going higher than.
That's
Kamara,
what I'm trying to get a feel. Okay,
then
let's go DK, and we're probably perfectly fine spending down in the next two slots, but we still have 6,300 a player. So
yeah, DK on DK.
So you can go with the flex and force me to take a running back. Or go with the running back and I have the whole entire board.
Let's see. What do I want to do? Let's go Dobbins, 5,800. I don't think he'll be popular on DK, but I think he's a good bet to a good threat for the 100-yard bonus. So that could make up for some of the lack of receptions. And he's had 120 plus rushing yards in back-to-back games. So he actually has hit that 100-yard bonus. And I like that we have the defense already. So we got the stat going down.
True.
Home favorite, Dobbins Ravens, pretty cost effective. Not just 9K between them.
Perfect.
So let's do that. And that leaves you 6,900.
Perfect. So let's say at running back, that's Joe Mixon to have no money left over. Not really many options after him. Yeah, not going running back. I was looking at the two $4,900 guys, Chuba Hubbard and James Cook. I think those guys are pretty.
Yeah, I was thinking about Chuba
down there. Yeah,
but I just thought that
James Cook just
higher end upside.
James Cook's ceiling too in this game. But let's see. So wide receiver. Oh God, DJ Moore sticks out, but he's 5,500. Would you be okay with 1,400 left over?
That's too much. That's too much. I feel like
Devonta Smith.
Devonta's interesting.
Yeah.
Ayuk is interesting. Montgomery.
Now let's go with Devonta.
Yeah, because Dallas is still banged up in the secondary.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So I mean, I know it's Minshew, but somebody's like the Eagles aren't just going to score like no points and get no yards. So I like Devonta. I think people might be a little bit. Well, I mean, I don't know because it's weird because he had a big game last week, but now that new quarterbacks, really 3 big games in a row. So. I don't know, but I don't know how popular he'll be, but I do like the player, and I think he's a good player.
I have to find a tweet. I think I said something like, if Jalen Hurts ever misses time, Devonta Smith is an auto play in GPPs. I need to find that tweet, but I'm holding true to my promise.
There you go. All right, so we got Daniel Jones, 5,600 at Minnesota. We got the running backs, Alvin Kamara, 6,800 at Cleveland in a potential snow game. Dobbins, 5,800 home favorite against the Falcons. Stacked him with the Ravens D at 3,200. Got Juju, 5,800 against Seattle. Richie James, stacked with Daniel Jones at wide receiver, 3,900 at Minnesota. And we got DK Metcalf. So we got player on the other side of that Chiefs game, 7,100. And TJ Hawkinson, tight end, 4,900 against the Giants to give us another player with on the other side of Daniel Jones and Richie James.
This lineup's cashing.
And Devontae Smith, of course. Yeah.
High floor and ceiling combo for a GPP team.
Yes, sir. All right, let's jump to FanDuel. All right. Let's see. Who do we want?
This is your chance to not have it be a Minshew lineup.
I don't mind it being a Minshew lineup. But I'm gonna start off with Gabe Davis.
Hell yeah. Oh man. The perfect FanDuel play this week.
Right. 6,400
Love it.
at Chicago.
Do we have any weather report for non-Cleveland games? I wonder what like
I just assume it'll be shitty and cold, but like I didn't see it
yeah.
prohibitive.
The total looked normal, so that's good. Love that play. Let's
It's
go.
gonna be a little windy. It's gonna be super cold, but
Okay.
no, doesn't look like much. Still look snow, like 4% chance of precipitation. So yeah, probably no snow. Just
Wind isn't good for Gabe, but Allen has a strong enough arm, it won't matter. All right, let's go Gardner Minshew.
All right. Minshew is 6,100 on FanDuel. So all right, let's see here. We got Minshew. Gotta stack him with. Ooh, that would
Wes
be
Watkins.
okay. I mean, I'll let you do that. I'll let you. Let me
No,
find a
no,
running
I'm
back.
kidding. I'm kidding. He's actually turned into like an extreme low A dot player. It's actually crazy.
Yeah.
That's probably just Dallas Goedert out, so he'll probably go back to his see 1 or 2 targets downfield role again. But that's been interesting to to see the past few weeks.
Yeah, he's getting a couple carries here and there too. But all right, let's see. Running back. Well, we got Minshew, so let's go with Tony Pollard, 7,700. Nice. So we'll go a little trailing game script. Hope Pollard off, and that Eagles run defense a little bit shaky.
Yeah, he's super expensive now. Still worth it, but I think it's going to shy people away with Zeke still healthy. Like thinking Pollard at 7,700's pretty steep, but like that call. Well, I'm going to stack Minshew with AJ Brown. I mean, we went with Devonta Smith in the other lineup. Let's go Brown here. Just massive upside. He's probably too expensive, honestly, at 8,500. I would not do this in cash. Like his cost to price point is probably not good, but certainly for GPPs, that's what we're going for here. He certainly has 3 touchdown upside. So I like stacking him with Minshew here.
Love it. All right. I'm gonna go. Let's go with Drake London.
Nice.
With he dominated market share with Ritter. 70 of his 97 yards.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
11 targets. So I mean, this guy has a massive upside if Ritter just throws for like a normal amount of passing yards. So
what's a normal amount? Like 150?
Yeah, I mean,
we're not asking for
like 180. Like a normal bad amount, but. Yeah, like I mean, this guy could clear 100 yards, get a touchdown the last game he got his second game in a row at double-digit targets. He had 12 targets his last game with Mariota as well. So 2 straight 70+ yard games for London. I don't think people will be too on him just because of Ritter. So yeah, let's go London.
Yeah, and he's always a perfect FanDuel play. There's an alternate universe out there where London is on the Jets and Garrett Wilson is on the Falcons. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Man, I thought Atlanta was the good landing spot.
Right.
I'm gonna go with a running back here. God, both Panthers running backs are popping in my model right now. I
feel like Foreman's more of a I like Foreman on FanDuel because he's like that target a guy after a bad game, nobody's going to want to touch him.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, what do you think about this spread? The Lions are 2-point favorites, but it wouldn't shock me if the Panthers upset them here. So
yeah, I mean, they're on the Lions are on the road. They don't play as well on the road, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, let's go with Foreman here. Definitely, just a leverage play. I don't think his rostership's going to be high. He has a 2 touchdown type ceiling. Let's go with it. Definitely more of a FanDuel play. Like I said, I think Chuba Hubbard is sneaky on DK, but Foreman definitely on FanDuel.
All right. So we already got Drake London. So let's take advantage of the shit show that is Mark Andrews. He hasn't gotten double-digit points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Yeah. 6,400. He's not even he's the tight end 4 in terms of pricing on FanDuel on this slate.
Wow.
Let's buy low, be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are
Love it. And doesn't matter who starts at quarterback. It really doesn't this week.
Yeah, I'm expecting Huntley, but it's even better.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, I guess I'll go with the defense. My bad for not doing it sooner. Okay, so FanDuel's a little bit different. We got Saints and Browns look like good plays.
You can spend up too, because we have a pretty cost-effective lineup.
Oh yeah, like Titans spend up.
I mean, whatever you want.
Let's go with the Titans.
All right, 4,700. That leaves us 7,800 for a flex.
How much is Derrick Henry?
Like 1,000. 90.
Talk about oh man, okay.
Yeah, not in our price range. T. Higgins is the top guy at 7,700. Then we got Smith, nice. Mixon, Zeke, Kamara, McKinnon, Juju.
Well, can't go Zeke because we have Pollard, or can we?
I mean, we can. No. Let's go Mixon. Another guy coming off a bad game. I love these guys coming off bad games. I think Mixon's. I think he'll start to rebound to his normal usage. I know P. Ryan's been cutting in a little bit, but Mixon did get 6 targets, 5 catches last week, and he was still out there at the end of the game, salting it away. And I think Belichick's going to try to stop Burrow in that pass game. So
true.
I think Mixon, nobody's going to want to touch him. 7,500, not really like a price that people want to like. Oh, he stands out. So yeah,
exactly.
Let's do it. Joe Mixon, 7,500. All right, so that gives us Gardner Minshew, 6,100 is our quarterback. We got Tony Pollard at running back at 7,700. Deontay Foreman, 6,100. Home against Detroit. Our receivers, Gabe Davis at 6,400 at Chicago. A.J. Brown at 8,500 against Dallas, stacked with Minshew. We got Drake London at 6,400 at Baltimore. Mark Andrews, 6,400 against Atlanta at tight end. And then Mixon in the flex, 7,500 at New England. Should be a pretty low-owned play. And then the Titans, 4,700 at home against Houston for defense. 200 left on the table. I like it. Pretty good. Well, like between Andrews, London, and Mixon, I don't think and most of the players on
Foreman will be the over-under is what, 2%?
I probably put it at 2-3%.
Yeah.
So
a lot of touchdown upside on this team.
What you're looking for.
Yep.
That and just a low rostership.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, any of those guys, all you need, get in the end zone, you at the yardage where it falls.
Yep.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for the week number 16 fantasy preview episode of the Fantasy Flex. Again, be sure to check out our full player projections episode over on the Action Network podcast channel, and we'll have the night fit. I'm singing. 3, 2, 1. And we'll have our night shift episode coming out later in the week. We will break down all of the primetime slates and the island games and all that good stuff. actionnetwork.com for all of our NFL fantasy and betting content. And you can follow Sean on Twitter at @the_oddsmaker and me at Chris Raybon. And you can find us at those same handles on the free award-winning Action Network app. Until next time, let's get this shmoney. Happy holidays.